Here's Isle Royale, 40 miles long, and we're at the civilized eastern tip here, Rock Harbor, and now we propose to take a little hike of about 4.2 miles in a loop out this little spit of land. Here's the blowout. Here's where we are. This is our room, and we're going to take this trail called the Stoll Trail out to this trail, which is called the Scoville Trail, out to Scoville Point at the end of this spit of land. Here's our room, and it's quite adequate. It's very nice.
It's very nice. It's lovely.
You have to take a picture of the room. I mean, that's expected. Yeah. Absolutely. We're about to take this Stoll Trail, named in honor of Mr. Albert Stoll Jr., who's instrumental in establishing this as a park. Now this is a better map, and there you can see, here we are, and this is where our apartment is, and we're going to follow the trail out along this route to the Scoville Trail and way out to the point.
Scoville Point.
The trail is quite uneven, but you can see the Park Service wants you to be accommodated whenever they can help.
This reminded me of LeConte Hike, this part of it, with this narrow hike over a gorge and only one railing.
Okay, well, the trail guide said we'd have areas along this trail where we could look out over the water, and that's what we have here. And we must be sheltered a bit because the wind isn't really howling here the way it was down in the cove. It says that the lake and the island are inseparable. The lake shapes the characteristic of the island. It warms it in winter, and it provides all kinds of moisture. The biggest thing, however, is it creates isolation. It keeps people out.
I think here is a pit where the Indians used different very basic tools to pound copper, to use for fish hooks and to use for jewelry, to use for other things, but they didn't find very much.
Well, they pounded the copper out of the rock with stones, with big creek stones. It's a pretty hard process to follow, and there wasn't much copper there. Now this pit has filled in.
The lake water in front of you fills a small valley between layers. All of Isle Royale is a series of ridges and valleys formed by huge tilted layers of rock, and they've got a picture of it here.
See, there's the Keweenaw Peninsula on the right and Isle Royale on the left are two ends of this swale.
I think we have here a balance beam for seniors.
And this 75-year-old isn't doing so hot on these things.
Lichens are combinations of two types of plants, the algae and their fungi or fungi, and they benefit by existing together, these lichens. Okay, this stuff here is called fruticose. That's called crustose, and it's tightly attached to the surface. There's some foliose. See the leafy, kind of a lacy look? Here we are, and we're going to keep going along the coast here, 7/10 of a mile, and then another 6/10 of a mile to Scoville Point.
It says there'll be no more interpretive signs here. We're entering a wilderness area.
Designated area.
Designated area.
This part of the trail is quite nice.
We met a hiker, said we'd soon be on the rocks. I guess that means we're getting close to the point. And there's the point we've been aiming for, right at the tippy tip of this peninsula. Here's my victory dance. Here's the plaque memorializing Albert Stoll Jr., who I notice is the editor of the Detroit News for 27 years. And here we are, the very tip of the peninsula now. Joanne said, look at the copper color. Well, almost. It's all lichens here. I don't know if the color comes through or not. It is dramatic. Here's one side of the peninsula, and here's the other.
Okay, we're way out here at the end, Scoville Point. Here comes somebody.
Somebody's coming.
Pretty amazing, huh?
Yeah.
Amazing day.
Somebody built a cabin over there. There are some inholders here holding a kind of lease. So when the government made a park of Isle Royale in 1940, they made an agreement with the property owners that they and their family members could lease the property as long as they lived. And some of those leaseholders are still alive. Well, the return trip on the Scoville Trail is a whole lot smoother than anything we saw going out. We're on the north side of the loop now, and it's getting late. Now this is the other side of the peninsula. This is the Tobin Inlet on the north side of the peninsula, and it looks mighty northwoodsy. This, by way of comparison, is the picturesque south side of the peninsula we passed earlier on the way out. It faces Lake Superior. This is also the north side of the peninsula on our return trip in the late afternoon. The water's clear. I feel like taking a drink, but I won't. Giardia. Think of all the moose that have been swimming in there. Oh, we're back to the signs. Here's a shoreline 11,000 years ago. Years 10,500 years ago, so 500 years or 1,500 years passed and the ice retreated. But then, 5,000 years ago, the island began to rise. And there's the eastern end of the island as it was 5,000 years ago. And there's the eastern end of the island as we have it today. And you can see where we hiked out to the very tip of that southern peninsula. You can point it out.
Way out there. Huh?
Yeah.